Okay, so I wanted to bring up my point here about being fooled in buying brand name string versus string that is of brand, but they're not one of the bigger brands out there. So we're talking AG International or Gosen or Fortin string. Specifically, we're talking about the crosses that I have in this Prestige Pro. These crosses have about 3 to 4 sets of good 4/5 pace playing, 4/5 rated pace playing. So this is my personal racket. I personally strung this. This has a rough 17 gauge main and a 15 gauge light synthetic gut, which is nylon. And as you can see, compared to my shirt.
No, it's bad.
Okay. Here, you can do it right here. There. You can clearly see that there's only discoloration to the actual string. Let's look in the sweet spot, which is approximately in the middle to the lowest part of the racket down here. As you can see, even when the ball starts touching the strings more as we go up, you don't see any type of fraying in the synthetic gut, which is also nylon. Now, we're gonna come here. So this is Technifibre Biphase 1 or 400. It's a 1.3, I think, millimeters, and it's in diameter, and it's 16 gauge, or it might even be 16 gauge light, but it is the multifilament synthetic gut that Technifibre even endorses ATP pro players play with this. It might be comforting, but this is after approximately 1.5 sets. Here, we can lay it down right here and look at it. So this is after 1.5 sets of play. This is literally about to break. You can look through some pieces of the string and actually see the mains through it, like right here. Let's see, I was literally just looking at it, like right here. This is a perfect one right here. It's about to break right here. Yeah, that's a lock. You can bring it back a little bit. So right here, you can actually see straight through, and you can see the main that's underneath. So we have that versus this. So this proves my point here. We can come back on top. So this proves my point. This stuff is approximately, let's say, 20 to 30 cents per foot if you're buying to restring for clients. This isn't going to last long at all. This might last a good college player or a high-level junior or a 4-5 decently aggressive player in league, maybe 1 to 1.5 sets. This was in the hands of a 4-0 player who tends to hit a little heavy, and with his aggression, this almost popped. And this string costs $20 for a 40-foot reel. So it costs approximately $10 to string one racket. So if a client brings me this, it'll cost him or her $10 just to put these very bad strings in their crosses, and then they bust after one set. Now, that's brand name, that's Technifibre. This is not necessarily brand name. We only have discoloration, and you could see right through the string after the color wears off. There is still very strong hold and integrity based off of these strings. And I hit heavy 60 to 80 mile an hour ground strokes. My average speed is probably around 60 to 70 miles an hour on my ground strokes whenever I'm in rhythm. And I have about 3 to 4 sets played on this at a high level pace. And these are holding very, very well compared to those. And you may get out of these a little bit more comfort. It's going to be a softer string. We can clearly tell that. This is going to be a softer string. But if you play with a little bit of a stiffer string, and it may not even be stiffer for all we know, but this is still nylon. It's still the same thing. And this cost literally probably 5 times less to string than this. This probably cost me $1.50 to $2 buying a set of it, a 40-foot set of it, and putting in 2 different rackets. So this cost about $3 to $4, I would say, for a 40-foot set of it, and then this costs $20 for a 40-foot set. Now, what you can do is you can buy the cheaper string and you can play with it and understand that it's going to be more durable than this. And to compensate for the cushion and the feel and the absorption and the elasticity and power of having this as your crosses, the brand name, you can string this lighter. And this you can possibly drop some pounds, and you can actually drop the pounds to test out to see if it's going to give you the same exact type of comfort and feel that you can get at this. It's going to produce more power, that's for sure. But yeah, so to reiterate, we have a very expensive string versus a pretty much a very cheap string. One of the cheapest strings I could find on a consumer basis, me not being endorsed. But this is the differences of what you're paying for. You're paying for a brand name that's going to break faster, that might have 10% more comfort, versus something that is not of name, 5 times cheaper, and it's going to last longer. And this also tells you as a consumer, and hopefully as a tennis player that gets her racket strung, do not trust anybody that says that synthetic gut and nylon lasts forever and it has great durability. Nothing is great about durability whenever it comes to nylon gut or synthetic gut. It's a very basic soft string. It's going to break on you. This proves it right here. So this may be brand name, but this is for sure coated better on the exterior coating of this multifilament nylon, tournament nylon or tournament synthetic gut that I got from Clipper USA or AG International. This is a cheap string and this is an expensive string. Know the difference.